Unfortunately. You should stream at 5. You know, I guess one day we will invent, like, teleportation devices, so... Maybe. If we can, you know, discover how to, you know, kind of bend the laws of physics like that. It's 7:30 for me. Different time zones, brother. Yo, did you see what Stanvy posted in BHL clips? Absolutely disgusting. Are you talking about the quality of the clip or that Stanvy did something that was disgusting and should be reprehended? Oh, no, he did like an edit. Oh, yeah, he does pretty good edits. This is a known fact. We can watch the Stanvy edit. Stanvy is a known editor of his own clips. We'll do a little watch party. We can talk about other stuff. We will talk about other stuff. This is a clip from Jonathan Stanvy. Why is there a... Okay, I'm not going to worry about it. Oh. I do not have my... Hopefully my browser is listening in. They're not playing much audio right now, so I can't really tell. You got some nice clips, some nice camera work. That's a little bit awkward there. Oh, no audio? Oh. Okay, I have no audio. No, I can't hear anything either. Okay, I can hear this. Why can't I hear this? Has his audio been muted by, like... Hold on, let me... I can hear it on Discord, but can I hear it... I'm gonna reload. This is crazy. Why can't I hear anything? Oh, there we go. I just had to reload the page. Okay, now we've got some audio. All right, we've got the Stanvy edit. Stanvy, friend of the channel, friend of Sheep. I met him during the Mr. Beast event. That's actually when I got to know him, I think, most.
Congratulations, cool. You're moving to the next level. Your next opponent is... you.
Very cool edit. Box and Stanvy are the same person, by the way.
Love down by winner 16. The initial shot, Stanvy! Oh my god, Stanvy! You think he gets by, but it's not gonna happen!
That's me. That's my voice. That's my voice, by the way. First voice of the video, guess who, motherfucker?
Oh my god! Oh, good shot. Good. Oh shit, I fucked up.
This is cold, bro. Look at these clips. Ooh! Look at these clips, bro. Bro, I had such a good call on Stanvy. And he's not gonna use it, bro? I had such a good call. I'm gonna be so mad if he doesn't use a call, dude. I had such a good call for Stanvy. If he doesn't use it, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Money.
Oh my.
Oh my god.
It's so green, bro. Everything this guy does.
Bye-bye.
Oh, that's disgusting. That's not an angle you can find a shot at, by the way. It's not an angle you can find a shot at. No, he's not Wayne Gretzky. Unfortunately, you be Mogson, but... In terms of individual tech skill, he's up there. Yeah, it's gross. Bro, he doesn't use...
Congratulations, you're moving to the next level. Your next opponent is...
Bro, I'm so mad he doesn't use the one clip that I... Dude, I had such a good fucking clip of him, of me calling for him. And he doesn't even use it. I'm so pissed. He uses this one.
Love down by winner 16. The initial shot, Stanvy! Oh my god, Stanvy!
That's a pretty good call, though.
He gets by, but it's not gonna happen if it's Stanvy!
Can we see it? I forget when I called it. It's such a...
Oh my god, Stanvy!
It's a call that happened forever ago. I don't really remember it. Either way, let's play the game. I want to talk about myself and all of my problems, okay? I haven't been able to do the thing that I come on this stream to do, which is vent about my own shit. And boy, oh boy, do we have some venting to do. Like the imposter lay sussy among us. What problems? I thought you were white. Well, yeah, they're first world problems, but that's the funny thing about humans and humanity is that we treat all problems as they are kind of like equal in our head. So my problems that I'm experiencing are just as, terrible and awful as like what some fucking poor person in Africa is experiencing. So when they're not even in the same stratosphere. That's why they're called first world problems, because, our brains treat them in the same magnitude when they are very clearly not. Yeah, I fucking hate my job is kind of the long and short of the conversation is I fucking hate my job. And I'm so mad right now. It has been a trying day because without getting into specifics, it feels like I have been asked to do a job that is not possible for me to do. And they're getting mad at me because I won't even try. And I think that's kind of what I'm experiencing, because it feels like I am very clear with like boundaries about stuff. I want to be a good employee, but not a great employee, because if I'm a great employee, that means I'm doing too much. Right? And so what I've been thinking recently is that as I work more and more, it feels like they are piling up expectations on what I should do, because for a lot of different reasons, I am the only person who can do the thing that I need to do. And the thing that needs to be done is too much for me to do. I can't do it. I can't do everything they want me to do. And they have the expectations are fucking so insanely unrealistic. And it feels like upper management doesn't realize this, and for as much as I love my own manager, he is not being clear enough in communicating this because it's not what they want to hear. And that's fine. He is much more diplomatic than I am. And I think that's why he's in the position that he is, and I am in the position that I am, because I am not the diplomatic one, and I wouldn't be the diplomatic one in this situation. But I am in an impossible situation. And it feels like because I am not trying to climb their impossible mountain, they are angry at me. And it's because I know my worth as like a human, okay? Or like, this is like a very like work thing. Like I promised myself when I got into the workforce, I would not do like the overachiever thing. I'm not going to be an overachiever. I was very conscientious of this because I'm such an overachiever sometimes in life. I am such an overachiever. I can be an overachiever if I want to be. And I will not be that overachiever. Not for work. Not for a job. Not this. And they want me to be some fucking insane overachiever, and I refuse to be that. And I'm already going above and beyond what is expected of my job duties. I'm already doing more in less time than I am expected and I should be doing. And yet it is still a fucking problem. And I am getting increasingly frustrated with the fucking apathy that it feels like my manager is showing the situation. When it's like, dude, I am being you are being piled on with unrealistic expectations, but he's the manager, right? By proxy, the unrealistic expectations that are put on you are passed down to me. And I, as the bottom ranked person that doesn't have any like official channel to talk to these people higher ups, because I'd be going past my org structure, to be insanely disrespectful to do that. I don't have any method of communication with the higher ups to tell them what the fuck is the problem, right? And it feels like my manager is not doing the things. And I know it's not my manager's fault. I'm sure that my manager is like communicating the same kind of feelings that I am, but nothing's fucking changing. And I am being fucked over and over and over again. And I'm it's so frustrating. It is so frustrating that I am not allowed to just, I want to be just a fucking mid-employee, and I'm not allowed to be. I have to be fucking exceptional. I have to be outstanding. I have to be great. I have to do everything. I have to do my normal job duties and do all the other job duties and train the new employee that needs to be trained on all the old job duties that I've been doing. And I have to be, you know, the expert on the subject matter and answer all the questions that nobody has answers to. I have to be that guy. I have to be everything. And I'm so mad. So that's the current state of the work situation. I can't really go into more detail than that. What's your job? I work in the government and I handle campaign finance, and that is all I will say. But that is currently what's going on. And it's not, I'm not happy. I'm not having a good fucking time. I'm not having a good time. Sheep, after coaching line changes during a I get the joke. Yes. I mean, yes and no, but that was a frustrating game. Okay, man, why can't I not hit this fucking level 11? What's my PB? 306. I got that last week actually. The only level I missed was this level, actually. This was the one level I didn't succeed on. Now, to be fair, it is like the hardest level in the game. I call it kind of like the lottery for a reason. Do they check your digital footprint? Obviously, probably not. But even if they did, I don't think I've said anything that's like out of line with like what I've signed NDA-wise. At least I don't think so. I'm trying to be as vague as possible. I don't talk about anything specifics about my job or my work or my coworkers or anything specific. I'm not talking about anything specific. I'm expressing some general discontent with my job right now, and that is all I will express. I'm not going to talk specifics, so don't ask. I was allowed to, I felt a little bit more open to talk about specifics of my old job because I fucking hated my old job. But I actually, I don't hate this job as much, mostly because they pay more. Ultimately, that's the ultimate reason why I care about this job more, is because they pay more, so I will care more, as a result of my pay. My level of giving a shit goes up proportionally to how much money you give me. Sheep, can I send you a clip of my skater work at JBHL? You can send it to me. I'm not going to watch it, but you can send it to me. Oh, I finally hit it? What? Damn it. Sheep should do YouTube AI automation. I mean, I'm working on a YouTube video. It's just going a little bit slower just because it is increasingly hard to find a motivation after these long-ass, fuck-ass work days to, lock in and start editing for a couple of hours. I don't have that dog in me like I used to. What the fuck did I just do? It's always a uniquely draining, exercise to, spend all my time at work working and then go back home and be super creative and work more, I guess, on editing. I have to lock in more, obviously, but even still, it's frustrating. Because, I guess the window for making certain projects feels like it's closing, and there's one project that I really want to work on that I need to finish this other project. I just need to get it off my plate. And I know I can do it, by the end of summer. If I just lock in really fucking hard, I can get it off my plate. And once I get it off my plate, I think I will be, super happy. So I just need to fucking work. I need to work my ass off. AI viewers? I don't know. I think AI is cringe for the most part, but that's not a fucking hot take or anything. It's not like I'm out here expressing a uniquely hot opinion. Oh, you know what I did want to talk about? Here's something that we can all kind of coincide upon. We don't have to have any deeper complex conversations about our inner morality. We can talk about anime. Because I finished up watching the second season of Solo leveling. And we can say that I am officially bored of the show. I'm officially done. I don't want to watch anymore. I was excited after the first season because I'm like the story is shit. We all know the story is shit, but possibly this could become like a fun, like guilty pleasure anime, which is what I was kind of hoping for it. And unfortunately, it is not that. It will not become the guilty pleasure anime that we all wanted it to be. It's boring now. And it's because the show writers suck at writing. It sucks supremely right now. How are you bored with the show? Because there is no stakes to anything and it's meaningless. Just for context, they literally relegated the entire reason he is doing the thing that he is doing. Our main character is getting stronger because he wants to find a cure for his mother's disease. They relegated him curing his mother and being able to talk to her again. They relegated that to a side episode. That was a B plot tangent in the second season. The main reason why he has motivation was a fucking side plot. And that just shows you, like, kind of the level of, like, shit that we've stooped to. Where, like, I think after, like, the very first fight scene, one of the first fight scenes in season 2, I was like, okay, so they're just never going to meaningfully challenge the main character again. He's never actually going to struggle during a fight again. And I was correct, because they introduced this entire leveling system. They have the S rank and the A rank heroes because, of course, it's an anime. They have to have S ranks and A ranks and B ranks and C ranks and all that shit. They brought together all the S ranks and a bunch of extra S ranks from, like, the other country that are stronger than the S ranks that we have here. They brought them all together to fight against the threat that, by the way, solo mogged the entire S-rank organization, the entire congregation of the most powerful heroes in the universe, together against this one threat, and the one threat no diffs them, not even a challenge, not even a threat, not even a struggle. Then our main character comes in and defeats the threat that defeated all the best heroes in the fucking game without struggling, without any struggle, without any threat, without anything. He just no diffs. And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck was the point of doing anything? What's the point? It's meaningless. It's meaningless. The concept of fighting is meaningless. At least with One Punch Man, they were very clear up front that One Punch Man was supposed to be undefeatable and he was never going to lose a fight and he was never going to struggle, and they could at least play off that and riff off that and kind of invest more in interesting character development towards the other side characters and really build up the world and, you know, kind of riff off the, you know, the personality and the identity that comes with being the very best that is untouchable. Now, obviously, One Punch Man, I did get bored with One Punch Man towards the very end where they threw, like, the ultra-mega galactic universal threat, and One Punch Man still soloed him, and the fight scene took, like, 50 fucking chapters to conclude. Obviously, I got bored there, but at least with One Punch Man, like, there was, like, a slower build-up towards the point where we're not going to challenge the main character anymore, and there was some actual, like, interesting, like, story beats and character development. With Solo Leveling, there's no such case, alright? The whole thing was fucking shit. The whole thing was shit. It was bad from the very beginning. The story was stupid. At least the first episode I thought was pretty good. But everything else besides the first episode has been dog shit boring. The story's been awful. The animation's been good. Shout out to the animation department. They really underpaid those workers. Shout out to them. But yeah, the story is awful and now it's meaningless. Because the worst part, I think even worse than having a bad story is having a meaningless story when the stakes are non-existent, and there are no stakes. The stakes are non-existent because not only do we have a character that is driven to be the best and driven and has the means to be the best, but he is the best and he wants to, like, be a good guy hero who saves everybody while still aura farming. And that's his entire thing. So there is no threat. There is no scary thing. Okay, nothing is scary anymore, nothing is terrifying, because I know that if I watch the next season, it's just going to be, they're going to introduce the next multiversal level threat, and then our guy's going to can solo them with no challenge. There's going to be no challenge. We're not going to challenge the main character of our show anymore. Sung Ji-woo is a better version of Saitama, you are rage baiting. If you genuinely have that opinion, you are not serious. You are not somebody who seriously engages with media. You are not, you are, I hate to use the word objective here, but you are objectively incorrect. I understand that this is an opinion about media, but if you are saying that Sung Ji-woo is a better character than Saitama, you are wrong. Unfortunately, it's just the case. You are incorrect. One Punch Man is a power fantasy, and that's fine. That's okay. It's okay if it is a power fantasy. I don't care. What I care about is that this power fantasy that you turn into a story actually has some meaningful threats and some interesting battles. And none of those are the case. There's no stakes, there are no meaningful threats, and all the battles are boring. There's no interesting solutions, there is no creativity. He's not the best because he is the smartest or, the most intelligent or the most creative. He's not the best because of any of those factors. He's the best because his raw stats overpower everybody else. It is maybe the most boring way you could do fight scenes, and I despise every fight scene that is won because somebody just out fucking scales the other person without some kind of ulterior motive. I hate that style of fighting, and Solo Leveling is just that. It is literally, by its very name, somebody who out levels the other guy, and there's nothing they can fucking do. I hate that shit. I hate it in games, I hate it in shows, I hate it in everything. It is boring, it is meaningless. Okay? So yes, Solo Leveling sucks. It's boring. And now it's meaningless. And because it is now meaningless, I have no more reason to watch it. Now I will go to hopefully a much better anime, Yuri on Ice. Next week we will be watching Yuri on Ice. But yeah, that's what I got. That's my rant. Yeah, Solo Leveling is boring. Now, to be fair, I lasted a lot longer with Solo Leveling than I did with Naruto. For a lot of different reasons, but I mean, credit where credit is due. What's the difference between the two? The only difference is Saitama's comedy while Jin-woo is aura farming. The only difference is that Saitama, at least they try, poorly done, but at least they try with Saitama to explore like the mental impacts of what it means to be the best. I think one of the defining characteristics of Saitama is that he is indifferent, not just that he is like lazy or bored, but he is indifferent because he is so powerful and so far above everybody that fighting is not interesting or fun. It's not this thing that he wants to do because he is so far strong. There is no challenge in it anymore. There is no difficulty. That's why Saitama is at least interesting as a character, or at least he pretends to try to be interesting. Now, I think that, One Punch Man definitely fails in a lot of those regards to really live up to the potential that they give Saitama as an interesting kind of introspective in what it means to be so far above everybody else. But with Jin-woo is vapid. I found him a much more compelling and interesting character when he was an E-rank loser. Because at least then he had some cool personality traits, Even if it was kind of poorly done in the very first, the very infamous double dungeon where he gets his powers, at least he was trying to be creative and smart, and he figured out the solution while nobody else did. I'm like, oh, this is cool. We have some guy who is caring, he tries his best, and he just can't get anywhere. Because of the objectively shitty system world building that this world has given us. Because let me tell you, the idea that everybody is once they have their rank, they will never rise above, and there's no meaningful progression in this world is a stupid system. It is a stupid system. But I digress. At least they try to give him they give him a pretty fun personality, right? And some actual creativity. And all of that is fucking gone the moment he gets super strong, because he just starts talking in his stupid fucking deep voice, and he starts being super nonchalant and shit. And I'm like, why the fuck are we doing this anymore? Where did any of your humbleness go? And he tried like I don't know if the show writers are trying to say something deep about how like the loser always wins and the weak guy always wins because the strong would just fucking overpower the weak. And I'm like, I don't know if you're trying to say something deep about the concept of, you know, strong guys overpowering weak guys, and it's unfair because even though like the weak guys are nicer guys, they still get fucked over because you have literally set up a world where it is fucking impossible for the weak guy to do anything to the strong guy. He can't do anything. He's literally, by the definition of your world building, useless. I'm sorry. By the definition of your world building, the A rank hero should absolutely have a fucking ego over the E rank hero because the E rank hero can't do shit and the A rank hero can actually be fucking useful to society in general. The E rank hero is a useless sack of shit. He doesn't do anything. He's useless. Like, dude, I thought I was going crazy. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Some meaningful character? There is no meaningful statement on the world or character development. There is no meaningful, like, or interesting delve into, like, some psychology into anything. Because all of it is entirely vapid because the world building is so dog shit. It's terrible. It's bad. Hello, I'm Sheep003. I talk about things I don't like a lot. But yeah, it sucks. And yeah, solo leveling is boring, so I'm not going to watch it anymore. But yeah, Naruto sucked too, but it sucked for different reasons. I'm actually becoming a little bit more warm to Naruto as I think about it, I'm not going to lie. After watching solo leveling, I'm like, man, maybe Naruto wasn't that bad. Maybe I was shitting on Naruto too hard. Maybe I was being a little bit too mean. Because at least, like, with Naruto, like, at least they tried, you know? And I appreciate that. I appreciate the effort, you know? They gave me something to actually, like they gave me things that I could appreciate. With solo leveling, there's just nothing to appreciate with solo leveling. I'm sorry, it's just, it fucking sucks. But yeah, that's what I got. Hold on, I'm inputting my input strings really quick. Hold on. Okay, theoretically. Okay, I need to press M. There we go. So yeah, that's my thing. That's my thing about anime. Like I said, the next anime that people wanted me to watch or suggested towards me was Yuri on Ice. So I'm actually very excited for that. I'm going to watch some real Yuri because I've heard a lot about Yuri. I've heard at least enough to know of Yuri on Ice, which means it's been popular enough and hopefully good enough to gain a little bit of relevance, right? So ideally we'll be able to watch some good Yuri and some good storytelling. It's been a while since I've watched like kind of like an explicitly like love-focused anime. When's the last time I watched one of those? I guess the closest I got was like, I guess Poon Poon, but Poon Poon was like way different. Something like Ouran High School Host Club, but Ouran High School Host Club was like much more of like a, I guess, romantic comedy, but romance is not really like the focus, I would say. Like when I think of Ouran High School Host Club, I don't really think of romance. I think of, you know, more of like a, I guess it's like a weird mix of like, it's definitely comedy focused, but it's got some weird like little romance. I guess it is a host club, so it has to have romance elements to it. But it's like a romance without like personal connection. It's a romance without like relationship. At least it's trying to be. I don't know where it goes. I kind of quit halfway through on Ouran Host Club. What's your top 5 anime? I feel like I have a list on this. No, I don't have a list. I'm gonna throw out a couple names of stuff that I liked. Obviously, Goodnight Poon Poon is the best. It's my favorite. I mean, maybe not. Favorite is such a strong. It is objectively the best, most well-rounded story that I've read, told through the medium of like kind of manga / anime. So Goodnight Poon Poon is le best. I think that, I think I liked HXH mostly because I just remember the one character and the one story arc that was really good. There were a lot of things about HXH that I disliked, but they were mostly like, they were very tropey, because HXH, I feel like, kind of set a lot of the tropes for what the genre of shonen anime or manga became. So I kind of like, HXH had potential, and it kind of reached its potential at some point, but also there were a lot of boring moments, but I stuck with it, and so I kind of appreciate HXH for at least keeping me interested enough to keep reading. So HXH is another one. JJK is good until after the Battle of Shibuya. Then it kind of just becomes boring, and I don't really like it after that. After Shibuya, I think JJK drops rapidly downhill, but I thought JJK was pretty good. And also, it's probably got the best, most interesting characters. I guess that's kind of like the main thing with JJK that keeps people coming back. I think the characters are nice, are interesting and well designed and fun, and I like JJK for that. I'm trying to think of other stuff that I've read. I read One Punch Man. It was fine. I never really liked it that much, if I'm being honest. I never found the concept of the best to be particularly interesting, and I think One Punch Man doesn't do a really good job of like following. It tries to be a comedy, but then it also fails. It kind of pivots. I feel like One Punch Man was designed to be like a satirization of shonen until it realized that it got too popular, and it's like, oh shit, I have to be an actual shonen now. And then it tried to be an actual shonen, and when like the very concept of the show was like antithetical to what a typical like good series would be, right? Ouran High School Host Club was very innocent fun. If you like innocent, fun, goofy, quirky, I think the best like comedy, quote unquote, manga / anime I've read would be Ouran High School Host Club. I would recommend it. It's a little bit goofy. It's a little bit silly. It's definitely a little bit more, I guess, girly would be the word. It definitely feels like it's dedicated towards a more female demographic, and I think that's cool. You haven't read Mob Psycho, Bleach, Demon Slayer, or Attack on Titan? No, I have not watched any of those. I try to detox myself from shonen shit, because it feels like shonen shit for me, I'm not the biggest fan in the world of a lot of the shonen shit that I have read. So you have to forgive me here. Oh, also, Evangelion. I did watch Evangelion. Evangelion. I did watch that, and that was pretty good until it got bad, and then it got good again. I liked Evangelion when it was, pessimistic and, everything sucked, and I liked that. But then it kind of got silly and goofy, and I didn't like that. But then it got super sad and depressed again. I'm like, oh yeah, this is peak. Bro, what the fuck? Dude, Poon Poon was the 5-course meal that I ate. Respectfully, Poon Poon mogs anything about fucking ants. Dog. Cap? Not Cap, bro. After reading the last chapter of fucking Poon Poon, I sat on my... I went to sleep crying. I had tears in my fucking eyes, bro. I was crying in my bed after reading the end of Poon Poon, bro. That shit was... That's some real shit right there. If your media is good enough to make me cry, that's some real dog shit. Jackazoff is going to fucking TBB. Yo, shout out to him. I think he wants to be a star. That's good. You didn't read Chimera Arc? I didn't read Chimera Ant Arc good enough because the fights were taking for fucking ever. Respectfully. The very last, the final battle, bro, I was like sitting here like, holy shit, when are they gonna get to like the fucking point of the thing? I was getting bored because the battles were going on forever, dude. because you're an iPad baby. I'm not. The fights were boring and they went on forever. I want the story. Does that make me an iPad baby that I don't like? Dude, I'm literally like the opposite of an iPad baby. I'm saying stop. No more flashing lights. No more, no more, you know, basic entertainment. I want real deep storytelling, bro. What the fuck? I'm the opposite of an iPad kid. I said no more flashing lights. Take the iPad away from me. I want real storytelling. They weren't giving me that. They were giving me fight scenes. I'm like, enough of the fight scenes. Enough. Did you get any themes from Neteru? I did get the themes. I thought it was a little bit, I don't know. I didn't like the ending as much. I wish they would have set up the idea that he put a fucking bomb in his stomach. Do you think it's okay to skip the whole Greed Island arc? Yes. Absolutely. Greed Island was, I think, the closest I got to quitting. I think Greed Island was boring. I think if you want to skip Greed Island, I think you can totally do that. And you're not going to miss a lot. Just skip it. It's not that good. Just skip Greed. If you skipped it, you made the right decision. Good for you. Skipping past Greed, I think, will keep you more inundated with the anime, and it gets you closer to the good part faster. Right? Yeah, literally just skip Greed, look up a plot summary, and then keep going, because after you get past Greed, that's when you start to get to the good shit. Right? Because after Greed, that's when, you know, we start picking up towards, like, the Chimera Ants, and that's when the peak happens, right? And then after the Chimera Ants, I fell off the train. I know Lakey no more, and I don't know what's happening anymore, because apparently they're still putting out chapters. Shout out to that guy who's still writing that freaking story. You think they're ever going to end One Piece? Sheep, you should try to 100% The Binding of Isaac Repentance Plus. If I'm going to 100% anything, it's going to be Hollow Knight. That would be my next 100%. New chapters is fire. I don't know. I think like you know how I am, MJ, with like when they start introducing people with like super complex powers and shit, I start to zone out super hard, and I think that was happening super hard. I was zoning out like crazy, bro. I was like, oh no, another person with like 2-page summaries on how their powers work. And I'm like, I cannot pay attention, and I don't care to keep all these people in my head. So yeah, I was definitely, I think I zoned out too much. HXH power system, because I don't find the HXH power, because it's just not, I think it's just not, it feels like it doesn't meaningfully progress anything. It's just a lot of context that you have to understand to like get to the good stuff, right? The good stuff is like the characters and the interactions and the fights, and that's the interesting, cool stuff. The fights that are like tactical battles. I think that's what I liked about HXH, where there was some like, you had to be smart in HXH to win. You couldn't just be strong. You had to be smart. You had to be intelligent with how you used your shit. And I like that. That's cool. But when we get to powers that are like, so like, I don't need to know every bit and bob and intricate detail. Just give me like the simplistic, right? Just give me the Nen. The Nen is the gum, and it stretches like gum, and you can stick it onto things, and you can use the Nen to grab the things, and you can use the stick. That's all I need to know. I don't need to know like the complex details of like why it works and what it works and all this shit. I don't need all that. All right? All I need to know is that it can stick to you like gum, and we pull it like gum, and that's all I need, and it's cool, it's fun, it's interesting. That's a cool ability. I like it. I don't need everything else. And that's what HXH gives me. Everything else, and I don't want that. Give me the fucking AI summary of your powers, and then I'll keep reading, okay? I say that like a joke, obviously, but it's like trying to read a philosopher's essay. It's like trying to read any book written by a philosopher. Give me the goddamn... Give it to me simple. I like when it's well thought out. Well, I think, again, we're just listening. We're looking for different things. I like well thought out stuff, but I like well thought out stories. I like well thought out characters. I like interesting people. I think you like I think it's fine if you like interesting powers or interesting systems. I think that's cool and fine. But for me, I don't know, I like the conflict and the story. I want to know the story. That's all I want. I want the story. The powers are some nice world building. They're cool for the fights, but if they take up too much time, then I start to slip off because it feels like I have to do so much homework before I actually get to the fun part. That's what it feels like. I don't want to have to do homework before I get to the fun part. I want to just do the fun part now. I am the iPad kid. Give me the sweet. Give me the candy now. Have you heard of the Interloper ARG? I don't really follow ARGs, so no. I don't do the augmented reality. So I assume it's pretty dope. If MJ knows about it, I assume it's pretty dope. You gotta listen to it at work? If it's a listening thing, then I'm all ears. The best ARG of all time. Damn. It's a pretty high, that's some pretty high praise coming from the Majay. To be fair, MJ, for as much as I can shit on MJ, he has given me pretty good media suggestions over the years. So it's hard for me to like sit down and, really talk shit down on it, MJTD. For as much as we may disagree, I think me and MJ agree more than we disagree on stuff. Chill out now, bro. I don't know how you even got Poon Poon. Was Poon Poon like fucking highly touted? There's just no way, bro. A story that fucking depressing, bro? That was like a critic's, Poon Poon is like a critic's choice anime. If you're a nerd, you like Poon Poon. This is not like, made for, like the average man, right? Books and everything? Damn. You a real manga reader. There is something to be said about the way that Japanese, like, comic books, like, mog American comic books. It's almost sad. Feels like all American comics know is Lay Superhero. And Lay Superhero is not bad. It's just that we're recycling it, like we're reheating everybody's nachos perpetually. I mean, look what they did to Spider-Man in the most recent movies. Spider-Man is no longer working class, bro. It's fucked up. And it's like Spider-Man is a beloved character, and Batman and Superman and all these great superheroes are great. But it's like, I think what really speaks to anime is their willingness to just create a fucking new world. I'm tired of living in my reality. I want to live in something else reality. I want to live in somebody else's reality. I want to live in some stupid... I want to live in the fantasy world, bro. I want to live in some crazy made of fantasy land. I think if... I want that. And I don't get that no more, bro. Not from American comic books. The kids want to be magical ninjas now, okay? They don't want to be superheroes anymore. Nobody wants to be a superhero anymore, bro. Everybody wants to be a fucking magic wielding person. You gotta get on that magic train, bruh. That's the real method. I don't know. I think that for all I criticize, I feel like American comics have the ability, like with the way they do art style, I feel like they have the ability. I've read some like American comic books that have like some really beautiful art style, some like some superhero shit, like Marvel shit, or usually it's Marvel shit, but I've read some like Marvel shit that's like really fucking cool with their like the way they draw their art. Right? And it's like, man. Imagine that sauce, but in a better world. Claire's, bro? It depends. I think, like, when I think of, like, the lower like, the lower spectrum of anime art, I think of, like, HXH on a bad day. And, like, HXH on a bad day is, like, youth. Definitely, I think American art leans a little bit too hard into, like, realism, which I can definitely agree with. I think that American artists need to be way more lenient with the way they do character proportions and stuff like that. They need to add some more, like, bounciness to their character. They delve a little bit too deep into like reality. Even like the thing that's absolutely like even like I feel like the American comic book that I've heard the most about, which is like the Absolute Batman stuff. I've heard people talk about Absolute Batman. I feel like that style is just too, it's too realistic. Even though it is like it's got goofy proportions and shit. It's just, it's a little bit, it's too realistic. So, dude, bro, I get it. But I can understand the appeal. I don't know shit about Absolute. I haven't read anything, so I don't know anything about, like, Absolute Batman or whatever. But I've heard people talk about it, so that means it's had some, like, impact or relevance. Some people are connecting with it. It's just every character on steroids. I mean, it's apparently it works for some folk. But again, I think the whole superhero shit, like after Endgame, bro. After Endgame, I think that we need to we need to stop doing superhero shit. We need to invest in some new fantasy IPs. Like, I'm so tired of all of the indie developers being like all the indie like artists, all the indie creators, all the indie like movie makers being like kind of shoehorned into doing horror shit. Feels like all the creativity comes from horror, and that's because horror is cheap. Like, let's get some give me a good old fantasy book. Like, not even a book, like a good fantasy comic. Give me something cool. Give me a good movie that's not like somebody like give me an action movie. It's not like reheated nachos. Give me some Lord of the Rings ass shit, bro. That's what I want. Just step in the right direction. I just don't want superhero stuff anymore, man. I'm tired. I think superheroes have had enough of like the cultural, like they have enough iconography. Odyssey right there. But that's like, again, we're reheating somebody else's nachos. In this case, the guy who wrote the Odyssey. That's fine. But can't we get like an IP that's like new? Like a new IP? I think that's what really like, I don't know, for me, that's what makes Japanese manga so appealing. That it's just new IPs. There's so many new IPs. There's so much new shit. And I'm like, I want more of that. I want more new shit. Almost Odyssey was like 1K. I know, but it's still... It's relying on previous... Everybody knows about the Odyssey. It's relying on pre-existing knowledge of story to do half the selling. And the other half is Christopher Nolan, you know, just jerking his dick. Which is fine, because he's pretty good at jerking it when he, you know, when he gets going. There's not a better jerker in the land, but... I don't know, man. I want to see some more magic powers, bro. Let's do some more magic. I like the power systems in Japanese manga way more than I like them in American. It feels like all American power systems are like... exist within the context of technology. Which is more realistic, but it's also more boring, you know? Huh, who knows? Underdogs in comics? You know, I watched a very, very good video at work today. It's actually part of the reason I was, like, feeling, like, kind of moody and depressed at the beginning of stream. It's a YouTube video called, ironically, it's called Sympathy for Incels. It's a really, really good video. And it was about exploring, like, movie and cinema characters that are perfect representations of the incel mindset. And I was like, wow. That's cool. We need a guy. Oh, here's what we actually need. We need... I don't know. What I really need to do is I need to watch... What's that one show? What's the one show I'm thinking of? I need to watch, I need to watch the one show filled with comically muscly dudes that just beat the shit out of each other. That's what I need to watch. That I see on TikTok a lot. I need to watch that show. Oh, Baku. Baku, I think? It's not Baku. Fucking... that cannot be what it's called. I'm tripping balls. What's it called? Oh my, I cannot remember its name for the life of me. Fuck it, who cares? I'll think of it later. Either way, yeah, so for the time being, because there's only one day left of the lay week, we're going to chill on watching anything. And then next week, we are going to return in Fume and Fury with some good on Yuri on Ice. It'll be a nice change of pace, because whenever my coworkers come to my desk to ask me questions, I know they've been seeing my ass watching anime. And they're gonna go seeing me watch some, like, power scale-y bullshit to straight up just, I guess, I don't know, women talking to each other? I don't know how Yuri on Ice goes, so we'll figure it out from there. Either way, that's all I got for the anime discussion, or the media discussion, because it feels like most of my media has been taken up by... I gotta watch some, like, American TV show. I don't know, man. I just don't feel any desire to watch, like... I don't want to watch any real actors, bro. I don't want to watch people in my TV shows. I want to watch fucking drawn characters. I want to watch some drawings fuck around. That's what I want. I need some voice actors, bro. Fuck actors, bro. That shit is boring. The one thing that's funny to me is that it feels like, maybe this is just the side of TikTok that I'm on, it feels like the Backrooms has lasted a lot longer than I thought it would. Oh, I missed it? Bullshit. What the fuck? Can I lock in? Potentially. Oh no, it's gonna be slow. No! If I can lock in, I'll be a little bit fast, but... yeah, it's still slow. It's still slow! Fa. No, it's cooked. Fuck! Oh, stupid car killing my run. It's bullshit, dude. Stupid car killing my run. I had it going there, dude. I hit the first cycle on 8, and then I was like, if I can just get a decent car, I can actually, like, not be super behind. I can be less than a second behind. And I'm like, oh, going into 9, less than a second behind, we're super on pace. Baki. That's the one I was thinking of. What are you trying to do? I'm trying to, if you would tell by the conveniently located speedrun timer below my face, I am trying to speedrun the game. Have you never... How fast do you watch anime? How many episodes per day? It depends on how much I have to focus at work. Right now, I've been able to pump out more. Like, I made it through 2 seasons of solo leveling within a week. So, if I really need, like, if I'm into it, I can really, like, pump it out. I'm much more of a binge watcher than anything. Like, if I get into something, I just want to keep watching. I don't want to stop. Which is why I really try to not get into, like, TV shows or, like, anime, because I will just binge watch the fuck out of it. It's what happened to me when I watched Arcane. It's what happened to me when I watched Breaking Bad. Like, I binge watched the shit out of it. It's like, this is not... It makes me not... It doesn't make me very useful. I just sit there watching anime all day. It's, like, not good for my productivity. So, I'm unique in that aspect, I think. I am Mr. Binge Watcher. That's me. When it's a good story, I don't know, man. Imagine I hit it. Imagine I miss it terribly and everybody laughs at me. What kind of media do you watch, Orange? What kind of media do you engage with? What stories are you reading? Were you a guy who read? Did you read? Were you a big reader in school? Big Bang? Oh, jeez. When they assign you a book in English class, are you like, do you read the whole thing or do you just pretend to read it? What do you mean by yeah? I read the whole thing? Okay. I was about to call you a problem in society. Because I think people who don't read the books that they assign you in English class are the problem with society. But no, you're good. I'm being very serious about that. I think half the reason why people claim that, oh, it's such a fucking literacy pandemic, oh, there's... You didn't fucking pay attention in school, dumbasses. They're teaching you shit in school. If you actually paid attention, you'd get there. Oh, there's no media literacy. It's because you fuckers didn't read the assigned material. Read the assigned material, maybe try to engage with the text a little bit, and you get some media literacy. They're teaching you that shit, bro. Alright? So that's why I get mad, because everybody with either dumb media opinions or just dumb opinions in general are just like, they're just profoundly, usually just people who didn't, like, school teaches you this shit. I know you guys hate it, and you guys hate school. I get it. I hated school too. But, like, school, if you pay attention, it helps you to learn to respect shit. There's a reason why people who go to college, I feel like, tend to be profoundly liberal. It's because you learn to respect science and other people's opinions and people who are more knowledgeable than you's opinions. Like, when somebody comes out with scientific literature, we listen to that shit because it's, like, usually factual. We understand things. I never read a book fully once in my last 2. You are the problem, Dr. Big Chung. That's why you like solo leveling. Okay? You're cooked, my brother. There's a reason why solo leveling isn't taught in the classes, okay? Because there's not much to dissect there. Dude, all the books that I read, maybe I'm just a nerd, but like all the books that I read in like high school for English classes, I loved them. I didn't want to stop reading them. I was the student that, like, I just kept reading them. They would give me my copy, and I'd read the whole thing before we were even supposed to. I just kept reading, because they were such good stories. They were such good books. Oh my god. Like, what was, like, there were some really good ones. Like, Of Mice and Men, bro? Oh my god. Of Mice and Men was fucking a great book. That was a fantastic book. I loved Of Mice and Men. The Great Gatsby? Another great book. Another great book. It's like, come on, man. There's some really good shit in there, bro. Like, just engage with, just enjoy the story, man. They're such good stories. Ah. Bro didn't lock any. I didn't need Spark Notes because I paid attention to the story. Believe it or not, I didn't give a shit. I didn't need no Spark Notes, bro. I could analyze that shit on my own because I wasn't a fucking brainlet. I was like an A student. Now, to be fair, I am talking from a guy, like, I understand that a lot of people don't jive with school in like a more serious way because it just doesn't fit their learning style or whatever. But I am like, school worked for me, okay? The way that the school system is set up worked for me. I was good at school. If I could say that, I was good at school. And that's not like a flex or anything. It's like school just worked for me. So I could, like, I don't know. I learned good. I was like an A student. I forget what my GPA was. I think my GPA was it was like a 3.8, like a high 3.8 at the end of high school. Yeah, I never got anything lower than a B, obviously. You took AP English? I did not. I took AP US History, and I took AP Stats. Those are my two APs. History is a very good conduit for things. Like learning about the world. I think history is just a good thing to learn because it keeps you off of a lot of the stupid opinions that people have. I think it's easy to have a lot of dumb opinions, specifically about like politics, if you don't know history. I think once you understand that Ronald Reagan is like kind of the root of all evil in our modern society, I think the world starts to make a lot more sense. You know? I was kind of resistant to that idea for a bit, but I think after I took AP US History, I kind of started to come around like, yeah, man, of all the bad things that happened politically, Ronald Reagan was the worst. I guess the assassination of JFK was kind of like a direct... I don't know. It's weird to draw the lines in history, but yeah, Ronald Reagan, you know, burning in hell as he is, I hope that he finds a little bit of warmth in the fact that his impact on our world today has been more profound than basically almost any other U.S. president. So I hope that he feels some happiness in there. But yeah, I didn't take I didn't take AP English because I didn't like writing essays. I thought writing essays was boring. And it still is boring. And so I knew that AP English was going to be a lot of essay writing because I talked to friends who took AP English and they were like, it's just a bunch of essay writing. And I'm like, you know, thinking about it now, I probably would have been great. Unironically, I probably would have been very good because, I mean, I learned how to write essays later, like in college and shit, but man, I would have been probably really good at AP English if I took the class, but I decided not to. I didn't want all the extra work that it took, and that's understandable. I was in like my final, I guess not my final year of college, but I didn't want to like go crazy because I had friends who were taking like 5 AP classes in their last year of high school. I'm like, I do not want to do all that. I don't want to burn myself out before college. I don't really have any like huge aspirations after college. I just want to get a 4-year degree and go do some bullshit. Figure out what I actually want to do. If I can hit level 6, I won't hit level 6, but man can dream. We'll keep the run going. Hold on, Orange. I will answer your question. Let me see how long this run goes. I'd really like to get to level 9, even though I'm 7 seconds down. Damn it, I got a bad bounce. Sheep, what do you do when you're not working or streaming? That's a lot. I don't really play video games in my off time, ironically. Back when it was blocky hockey times, I was grinding blocky hockey. Because when I commit to something, I really like to commit to it. Especially when I have other people's expectations or, like, my actions directly affect other people. And so in the case of blocky hockey, it was like, it's a team thing, and I wanted to be, you know, I signed up for the team thing. I wanted to be good for the team. And so I was grinding a lot of blocky hockey. You probably remember. But now that I'm not on blocky hockey, I'm usually just chilling. I try to edit as much as I can, like edit videos or work on something. Either writing a story, like, I mean, like, writing is a thing that I've been doing more and more of. I try to edit when I can. I try to, like, when I have the motivation that I'm not, like, just fucking around, like, playing chess, jerking my little shit, you know, as I do. I try to, like, work on projects. Try to be useful. It's what keeps me, I think, grounded. I've been thinking a lot about my, I don't know, I'm not going to get into, like, the existential thoughts I've had about my own humanity. I don't think now is the time to do so, but yeah, I try to stay productive as much as I can. I try to stay productive. Sheep, I have a new concept of immortality for a character. I'd love to hear it. But I feel like it's kind of hard to write in a character, like an I think it's hard to write immortality without, like, it coming with a substantial amount of agony and pain. You know? It's hard to write interesting characters that are super strong or super immortal or whatever, have, like, a crazy power without giving it some significant drawbacks, you know? It's a cognito hazard. In what sense is it a cognito hazard? Because cognito hazard can mean, like, a lot of different things. Like, do they just forget it ever happened, or are they, like, mentally fucking scarred from the visage of death that comes to, I don't know, reap their souls? Their souls? When you witness an old god, oh, I see. So it's like the, not just like the brain trauma, it's like the break your brain in half, like you are no longer a human being. You're basically dead because you saw some crazy shit. I guess I'm interested to see how that would function in the world, because that feels like a, you would need some pretty strict rules to not, like, kill half your characters by, like, episode 2, you know? And then you would have to, like, have your character die enough for it to be relevant. Because if your character is just living a long and prosperous life, it's kind of hard to, you know, to write in your immortal character who has some crazy shit after they die, right? No, I think it's a good thought. It's a good starting point. It just needs, like, way more refining, and I wonder, like, one of the phrases I think I took away most from, like, learning film in college was, killing your babies. That's not what it, I don't think that was the phrase, but it kind of gets to the point. Like you have to kill your, like, the things you really enjoy. Sometimes you have to kill them for the sake of the overall narrative. That's kind of the idea of it, like stomping on your flowers or something. Like, you can have a really cool idea and it just doesn't fit into the story, and so it's best if you just kill it for the overall benefit of the story. Yeah. killing your puppies, killing your children, killing something. But I feel like this might be a really cool idea that falls into the category that we just might need to like kill that to make the overall story better. I had an idea like that once of like a really cool character, but I felt like the moment I tried to build a story around it, it kind of just fell apart. And I hate that, because I feel like, for me, if your character exists without a story, then like, what's the point, right? If you've come up with an interesting character, but they exist without the context of a narrative, then like, what's the point of the character? Maybe that's just like my super, like, I'm like super like lay conflict, lay story. So I understand that people like world building and character building and all that stuff, but if like they exist without the context of a story, then like, what's the point of them, I don't know, existing, right? That was my thing. That's always been my thing. That's why I don't do a lot of like, I don't like doing world building or like character building like other people do. It's like, if there's no narrative, then who cares? I don't know, I'm trying to think about it, like how that could be interesting. Like there would have to be some kind of tell. Because there would need to be some way, like, we can't just like I'm imagining just like Death just randomly strolling up and like killing half the fucking vicinity as he walks in, you know? He walks into a room of unsuspecting, you know, innocent people, and then they all just die. It's like, it's gruesome, but it's not gruesome with like a goal. Like I don't know what this gains us. Like killing people is fine. It just needs to like, I don't know, demonstrate something. It feels like it doesn't demonstrate anything interesting, you know? It's just like, oh, the death is scary. I'm starting to like reconceptualize. I had an idea. Hold on, I'm like thinking of the idea. It was like, I'm thinking of like, here's the idea, is that the guy is infinite, the guy is immortal, but death is like the snail, you know, like you guys know like the immortal snail that once it touches you, it die, like you die. I'm thinking of it kind of like that, where you've got like an immortal god being that hunts you down and tries to fry your fucking brain with its visage. And so this guy is like constantly getting his brain fried by this old god, and he just respawns, and then he has to do the whole thing again, where he tries to not get hunted down by this fucking demon, this death thing. That could actually be, because I'm thinking like, how many, like, what if we're telling a story where like, what if like we're telling a story where it's like the guy is like, every time he sees this old god, like he, like obviously his brain gets fried because something out of his comprehension, but he slowly, like as he dies over and over and over again and respawns and again and again and again, he understands it more and more, right? And so this old god has to show more and more of his visage to continue to kill this guy until eventually like the guy like understands it. He breaks the cycle. He understands it. He can't be killed by the thing anymore. I mean, there's a lot of things surrounding that idea that don't make a lot of sense, but I feel like that is interesting. And that's what I got, though. That's what I took away from your idea, MJ. See my message? What if the sign is dead loved ones? I mean, it's just, I'm trying to think about how this would function. I just cannot think of a way to make this function. Because if I have an old guy like some old god hunting down, and everybody can see him, well, it feels like, you know, if you just have an old god wandering around that if you see it, you die, it's like, holy shit, you're gonna kill half the world, like, midway through, like, the first season, you know? You've already killed off half the world, you know? How does the world exist when an old god is just hunting down one guy specifically? There needs to be like some kind of limited vision of this thing if we're gonna make that work. Like he only reveals himself in very specific circumstances or something. It's definitely an idea. I think it's more interesting. It's a more interesting idea that I think people have worked with. Do I have to kill my puppy? I don't think not yet. I don't think you've had enough of an idea to have any puppy to kill, I guess. Unless you just want to kill the whole idea, which is fine. It's not really killing your puppy though, right? Killing your puppy is more like killing a specific aspect of your story for the betterment of the entire thing. There's no thing to speak of, right? We're not killing an aspect, we're killing off the whole thing, right? But at least it tries to be like an interesting cognito hazard, which I think that I feel like a lot of like the SCP related stuff has gotten a little bit stale in recent memory, I think. Although the fact that we haven't gotten like any like SCP horror movie yet, I think is a crime against humanity. Like, why do we not have an SCP horror movie? Come on now. Yeah, it feels like the last person that tried to do cosmic horror in any meaningful sense was ironically the fucking wifey's dude. And I feel like he kind of fucked that, Loke. It just didn't work out good. I don't know, it was cosmic enough. The wifey stuff was close enough to cosmic when they show the indescribable horror. That's why it's hard to do, like... It's hard to do horror sometimes. If you can never attempt to describe the indescribable horror, it becomes... I don't know. I think it's very easy for it to fall into a trap, I guess, of it being, like, meaningless. You know? If we never see, like, if there's never any real threat, if all the threat is only implied, then there is no threat, right? There needs to be consequences. You know? That's why we show the monster at the end of the movie, you know? So that we can put some teeth behind our threat. That's why it's kind of hard with cosmic horror, because it feels like if you put teeth behind the threat, then it loses all teeth it had to begin with, right? If you describe the indescribable horror, then, well, there is no horror, because you can describe it. And you've lost all teeth. At least with other horror movies, like, if you show the teeth, they get blunted a little bit. But they're still teeth, right? Like, the scary thing is still scary. The ghost is still the ghost. The ghoul is still the ghoul. But when you lose the identity of your character by simply showing it, it becomes very hard to work around, you know? But you would know more about that than I do. I don't engage with, like, cosmic horror is, like, maybe the one genre I don't really engage with that much. I don't know Ball like that. Why not, Unk? I don't like horror, and I feel like cosmic horror is, like, I don't know, it's just super not in the... It's a little bit too horror-y for me, and I just don't, like, ball with that. I don't really like horror in general, so... Obviously, there are some horror IPs that I like, but I more enjoy the community that exists around the horror IP, not the IP itself, you know? FNAF is fun to partake in, but not because I want to play the games, you know? Fuck FNAF games. That shit's scary, bro. I don't want to play that shit. Cosmic horror is cool to think about, but I don't want to, like, read the books. That's scary, bro. I don't like scary shit as a general rule, so... Scared for the backrooms? Yes. Maybe one of the only in the theater, but I was scared when I watched the backrooms, bro. That movie was scary, bro. I was scared. I didn't like it, but I toughed it out for the sake of the backrooms. Because the backrooms is such a cool concept. Yeah, it did. I'm fucking fully... I will admit that with a full chest, my brother in Christ. I was scared by a couple of retextured iron golems. Why? Sorry. I'm just mad I missed that. And then I missed this. Pain. I think if God blesses me, I'm on pace. Nah, God hasn't blessed shit. I'm off. The run is dead, my brother in Christ. I'll still keep it going for the sake of the meme. Oh, now you give me a fucking... Oh my... Oh! Okay. I guess that's one way to do car. I just want the concept of level 9. I just want the concept of level 9. 306 might be our peak. What if the red ball was sentient? It'd be an unimaginable horror and pain. I have no mouth and I must scream ass fucking game. What am I doing? This is the part of the stream where my brain turns to mush and I can't think anymore. Red ball or Celeste? Celeste is fire, bro. Are you kidding me? Celeste gets the happy ending, bro. And she gets cool superpowers. Obviously, she had to get traumatized first, but then she got untraumatized. You're no longer in high school? Graduated that shit? You going to college, or are you just... You bumming it? Good shit, though. Mr. Enforcer. I don't know what the vibes are like for you, Skur. Because I think the most interesting thing about high school is what happens after, right? College is expensive? True that. I mean, community college is an option, but if you're not interested in that, then... Your options feel like they become increasingly limited very quickly. No college degree makes things a little bit tough. But hey, you know, we've seen, you know, people grinding from less. I might play Black Ops 4 again. Are you telling me you've graduated college? You've graduated high school, and you're not going into college? Is your broke ass gonna get a job? Fuck. Your broke ass better not be thinking about no Black Ops 4. Better be thinking about a job application. I will not have nobody in my chat being a bum. Do you understand me? No bums in this chat, okay? We all hate our jobs here, but we're not broke. Because if you have a job, it means you at least try to take care of yourself. You know? You're one step on the road towards, like, being a functional human being. And so that's why the job matters. Because it proves that there is some method. And a job is anything that fucking pays your bills, okay? If you're throwing it back for a living, that's a job. Whatever you do for a living is a job. Now, you can like or hate your job, it depends. But you gotta... You gotta make money somehow. Hopefully in a way that's not, you know, doing some bum shit. Because there are some jobs that are more bummy than others. If you're out there, you know, running an MLM or something, you're a bum. If you're out there, you know, I don't know, doing anything that came up in an Andrew Tate course, you're a bum. What jobs have you had? I've worked as a lifeguard. I've worked as a swim coach. I've worked for fast food. I've worked in like a warehouse. I worked for the local news. I've worked for the government. I've worked for a political party. But the two jobs that I've lived off of is working for the local news and working for the government. Those are the two jobs that I have that have sustained my life. Paid my bills. The other shit was just stuff I did in high school, ex-college. I've also done some freelance videography work, but I didn't really pay that much, and it was kind of weird anyway, so... So as much as I am like a Nepo baby, don't say I didn't, like, I wasn't working, you know? I at least tried. Despite how much of a Nepo baby I am. I at least tried, you know? I wasn't bumming it the whole way through. And now look at me. A fully functional human being with a salary and everything. It's great. Look at me. I'm partnered up with Dubby? The fuck is that? Dubby? What do you mean you're partnered with Dubby? Dubby Energy. Your taste bud's favorite energy drink. What is this? Oh, what are you doing? Are you like actually work? Are they paying you, or are you just like promoting their shit for free? I would never do it. I've had plenty of sponsorship stuff, but if there's no, for all the sponsorship stuff that I've been offered, it's all been like, you know, pay per, you know, subscription or whatever. Like they pay me a certain X amount for everybody I get to sign up for their thing. I will never do that. If there's no base money on top, then it's not a thing. There has to be a base like money amount that I'm getting before I start selling anything for you. Not to mention, I kind of just look down on all like marketing stuff in general. That's just me. It's not any less legitimate. I just hate marketing, and in general, it feels like that's where all the best scams start. You know, where it's like, oh, just door-to-door sales. You know, just you make as much as you work. You know, if you work hard and you're good, you'll make tons of money. It's like that's always a fucking scam. It's a scam, dude. You can pretend to like work super hard. It's like you're not gonna make shit. Give me my damn salary. And stop asking me questions. What's up, Shadow? What can I do for you? You ask you desire from me. What do you desire, my friend? If it's a wish, I'll try to grant it. I'm no angel though, so you best have a good wish. I am an angel, but I'm a very limited angel. I'm a very weak angel, okay? I'm pretty bad at my job. God, this W energy looks like the most generic shit of all time. No offense. I don't know how deeply tied you are into this product, Enforcer. This is giving like fucking like gamer subs or something. Jesus. Chainsaw Man collab, Freerun collab, solo leveling collab. What in the fuck? Oh, it's one of these companies that just goes around towards I don't know. Give me a dare sheep? I don't think I will. Can you join my JBL team? No. No. I'm not joining that Discord. I don't care. No. That's too much work. You're asking me to do too much, Shadow. What, so is W one of those, like, things that just partners with all the small creators they can and just scams them out of, like, oh, dude, I don't know, this, the more I look into this W energy shit, it's the more I'm feeling like this is, like, some, oh, no. Oh, boy, I don't like any of this. It's like your kind of, like, generic shitty energy drink that just gets a bunch of free promotion from small streamers who are too desperate and too stupid to know otherwise. I'm sorry, Shadow. I cannot help you. It's tragic, but you will receive no assistance from me. I am retired. I have no interest in touching anything related to Blocky Hockey. I'm already in too many goddamn Discord servers related to Blocky Hockey as it is. Don't get me into Blocky Lacrosse, bro. I'm just not interested. W energy? Oh, bro. Yikes. If they ask about something on the r/Twitch subreddit, then I don't trust it. Oh, they have a Medium article. Okay, hold on. The Medium's like a real. Got a blog. Let's see. W Energy. Let's see it. Let's read. $39.99 a tub. 30 servings per tub. Damn. 130 per energy drink. Okay. I mean, if it's a powder thing, I don't know. The powder thing is always like a... This is like an AI article, bro. This is an AI article. Yeah, this motherfucker's an AI article, I swear to God. Alright, well, there it is. So, Sheep, why haven't you watched Attack on Titan yet? Nah, never had the desire to. Nobody really suggested it to me, and I'd imagine I'll get to it if I continue my, you know, pace on watching animes. I'll imagine I'll get to Attack on Titan, but for the most part, it's just not been something that, you know, I've been interested in. I imagine it's like a pretty foundational piece to, like, the way, you know, manga has developed or whatever, but... For the time being, I'm chilling. I've got other stuff on my plate that I'm more interested in looking at than Attack on Titan. Yuri on Ice. We'll see what happens. I go through phases with anime and manga. Sometimes I get burned out of the whole like thing, and so I just stop engaging. I go in and out, so we'll see how I feel after I get bored with Yuri on Ice. I have high hopes for Yuri on Ice. It'll be interesting to see something that's not predicated on fighting and battling and shit. All the times that I've read stuff that weren't predicated on fighting and battling and shit, I've really enjoyed them. And yet, I still find myself drawn to the appeal. I guess I am a man after all. I can't deny my urge to watch people beat the shit out of each other, no matter how much I try to deny it. Sometimes mindless action is good for the sake of mindless action. But sometimes, it's better to have mindful action. I'm gonna go late game runs. This has not been the, it's not the day that I'm gonna get a world record on, unfortunately. So just practice is best. That's actually okay. It's really easy to reset for late game runs. I can just change what level I restart on. Look at that. I'm on level 7 now. I've got a script. Isn't that cool? I've got a script. I have an auto hotkey script. It's very cool. Then I might really fucked with them. We'll see though. I missed my frame perfect, by the way. Was this all just because level 6 was treating me badly? Because I feel like my level 7 is killer today. To be fair, level 7 is not really the level I fail on all that often. It's become closer to like even a level 4 for me. Oh, yep. Holy slowdown. I was not gonna make it. I think this car is cooked. Okay, I guess sometimes that'll happen to you. Fa. I should really turn off the game audio. It's not like I need to submit this run to the leaderboards anyway. You guys don't need to hear the agony that is listening to this game. Bam, muted. Now we can simply enjoy and watch and listen and indulge. If you have thoughts, now is the time to share them. If you have no thoughts, don't share anything. Simply exist. Because my brain is fucking super fried by the time we get to this part of the stream, so. That's why streaming on the weekends always sucks. Or on the weekdays, I should say. Because my brain always gets Kentucky fried because it's right after work. At least with my old job, I could like take a break and then stream. And I wouldn't be as Kentucky fried. But nowadays... I'm sad. Level 7 makes me sad. $17.9. I think sub 40 is what we're going for on 8. A hearty 18.5. Enough to satiate even the hungriest of stomachs. But not me. Because I'm an anime protagonist. And so by the very definition of my existence, I am different. Oh, scheisse. Well, it's not going to win you any awards, but it gets you through the level, which is ultimately the goal now. Woo-wee! Now! Fuck. My frame perfect is not frame perfect, they said in an angry tone. designed to make me mad. Give me that first try, baby. Let's go! We did it! And boink. What was that car doing? You are not in an ice rink, my brother in Christ. Get some damn traction and ride. Fuck ass car. Ain't nothing makes sense in this world no more. I can't even hit my frame perfect. What is happening? Jeez, oh man. I'll tell you what, Sonny. This fuck-ass game is killing me. Many of you are asking, Sheepo3, if this game sucks so much, why do you play it? Stop asking stupid questions. Oh, this car hates me. It is the only identifiable possible solution to this consistent problem that I'm having. The car hates me. Is this because I don't own a driver's license? Well, I do own a driver's license. Is this because I don't have any car insurance? That I'm getting all these on-the-road accidents? Huh? Is this karmic justice? I own not a smidgen of car insurance. Not one morsel. Scheisse, dude. I actually thought I made that too. It just comes down out of nowhere, doesn't it? Dead cells? What in the fuck is that? Oh, Car loves me. Car enjoys my presence. Roguelike? Oh boy. Lay roguelike? Do I make it? I make it. Fuck! Dead Cells Lay Roguelike. I'm looking it up on Steam because I'm sure that's where it is. As where most good games tend to exist upon. The good old Steam marketplace. Dead Cells. Roguelike elements, my favorite. Psych. Dead Cells. Is this a pirate game? It's not. It's a Metroidvania. Oh, I see. I see. It looks pretty cool if you're into that, which I am not. So, yeah. It's very roguelike-y. Very, yeah, Metrovania inspired. Yeah, I'm okay, boss. I haven't really played like a really roguelike, though. That is true. Sheep has never really played like a roguelike. Honestly, I don't really have any interest in the genre. I'm okay. The other thing I'm interested, I saw a mod that turns Minecraft into a roguelike, and that looked pretty cool, but... Alright. If you're into roguelikes, I'm sure you'll love that game, but... Nah. The worst part about ending stream every weekday is that I remember I have to go kill myself in the gym. Today is gonna be the worst of it. Thursday is actually like my least favorite because it's my fucking elliptical day, dude. I hate the elliptical. But the one thing that I will say is that going to the gym after work has been fucking great. Okay? Going to an actual, like, gym with, like, real equipment is sick. And I forgot how sick it is to have, like, actual equipment where I can do, like, I don't have to do, like, bootleg fucking exercises. I'm still getting used to the fact that I can set things as heavy as I want. It doesn't matter. I can make everything as heavy as I want it to be. That's so exciting for me. I'm just excitedly deciding what exercises I'm going to do for my leg day. I knew I was gonna clip off that ledge like that. It was slow as hell, but I lived, and that's what matters. Maybe this level 9 will be really fast. I haven't gotten a fast level 9 all day. Never mind. Actually, mind. That was a pretty good level 9. My level 10 has been pretty good today, surprisingly. Oh, come on. Not even a bit of sauce? Not even a lick of ketchup, bro? $2.11 is my late game time. We'll keep track of that. 2:11 is my late game time. The best one I've gotten so far. I really want to know how much time I can save. Like, that was a, I would say a below average late game without level 11. I wonder what that run looks like with level 11, you know? That's what interests me more than anything. But that run has given me some hope. It's like, oh boy, I can really do it. If I try my hardest. Blue Leaf. Blue Leaf, do you have any, like, dreams for the future? You have any, like, fears? You, like, stay awake at night, like, thinking about all your mistakes that you've made? You, like, replay all the worst moments of your life, like, on repeat when you go to sleep sometimes? My biggest fear is peaking in high school? That's interesting. Were you peak in high school? I guess I never really had the fear of peaking in high school because I was never peak in high school, you know? But if you were peak in high school, I can imagine how peaking in high school, or if you were pretty sick in high school, I can imagine how peaking in high school would be a serious fear. I was alright. Nah. Maybe it's just like older me is looking back on younger me, which is like definitely a thing, but like when I was in high school, dude, I was a fucking nerd. I would argue that half the reason why I'm such a socially fucking loser, why I'm such a social loser is because of high school. Or at least the reason, I've been thinking about this, I think half the reason why I can't find never mind. I asked you the question. I'm taking your question. I was not a lonely chud in high school. Actually, completely the fucking opposite. I'm turning this into a me thing, and I was asking Blue Leaf the damn question. Good at baseball, football. Damn, I never played any of those sports. I played fucking water polo, I did swimming, I did track and field. That was more like a middle school thing. It was really just swimming and water polo is what I did in high school. Narcissistic asshole? True. You hear but have no idea what's it about. What is water polo? It's like soccer in the water. Except you're using your hands. I mean, it's a pretty good explanation. It's got basically the same rules as soccer, except you're yeeting the ball around with your hands. The big thing in water polo is that you can only touch the ball with one hand at a time, unless you're a goalie. But that's like the thing that keeps water polo like a balanced thing, because you can only touch it with one hand at a time. They don't tell you about that in water polo. You know, they only teach you about that in water polo training class. Why did they make that a thing? Why did they make any sport a thing? Because fuckers wanted to compete against each other? They wanted to yeet a ball around because they were bored? I mean, same reason why every other sport was invented. Some motherfucker had an idea and other people thought, oh, that's pretty cool. I wouldn't know. That's understandable. Most people have, you know? Like I said, I was a goody two shoots. All right, I stayed. No, it's actually ironic. The reason I got into water polo is because I initially was a coach for in the very last year of middle school. I was a student coach for a swim team. It was the first year I had ever coached a swim team, or the swim team that I would go on to coach for 5 years. But that summer was my first summer. And one of the other coaches that I was working with was like, oh man, you know, I know you're going to high school next year. You should get on water polo because you're already a swimmer. And that was when I was starting to get into competitive swimming. That's when I started swimming for the more competitive-minded swim team. I had already done like a casual swim team, like a casual-esque competitive thing. I had done that for like 5 or 6 summers at that point, probably more. Ever since I was like 10 or so, I'd been doing it, or even younger, probably. And then I started getting into competitive swimming, and then somebody said, oh, you should get into water polo because that doesn't happen at the same time that swim does. And so I said, fuck it, let's do it. And so I did. I got into water polo. And for the first year, I actually didn't really like it because I played as a player. I was a pretty defensively minded person. I wasn't very good as just a normal swimmer. The only reason why I got playtime is because I was fast. I was the fastest guy on the water polo team, and they wanted me to win face-offs and guard like the fast people. So all I really did is I was hustling back and forth across the pool trying to stop the breakaway. That was my whole thing, just stopping the breakaway, which didn't leave me a lot of energy to do much offense. Not that I was any good at offense. I couldn't really shoot for shit, but right, at least I tried, and I was good at defense. Until eventually, when reality, I wanted to be a goalie. And then second year, like they were like, oh, we need a goalie. And I'm like, oh, I want to play goalie. And so I played goalie, for the second year. I was actually, I think, a backup goalie. So I didn't get a lot of play time. No, it was my junior year that I was a backup who didn't get a lot of play time because that's what you play. No, I've played goalie for like my entire life. I've always been a more defensively minded. Like I played like even in like even when I played like soccer as a kid, I was playing goalie. I was always a goalie, born and bred to be like a defensively minded player. I don't know. I like the net. I was drawn to it. I don't know why, especially because like nobody else wanted to play goalie, especially like as a kid, and so like I got a ton of goalie time if I wanted it. Good at blocking shots? That's the thing. It's like I liked goalie, and I was also pretty good at it. I was like, oh damn, I was never really good at any of the sports that I played, but when I played goalie, man, I don't know. Maybe just because it was like the individual nature and I could just do my own thing. But like whenever I played like the team games, I always felt like it was kind of shit. I didn't have a good like. The problem is I didn't really have a good like read of the game. I wasn't like I don't know. I didn't really understand the game, and so I wasn't confident enough in myself to be like an offensive player. I was never confident in the way that I played the game, right? But then when I played more individualistic games where I could just kind of live in my own world and do my own thing, I feel like I did a lot better. That's why I felt like a lot more confident in baseball, when I played baseball. I felt a lot confident in baseball because it was kind of me doing my own thing as opposed to me having to work with a team too much. And so when I started playing soccer, like a lot of the soccer shit just didn't jive with me because I didn't get it. I wasn't very good at like passing and reading the field or anything. But when I played goalie, it was simple enough that I could make sense of it and like find value and use. And also like I could see the nuance. I like the nuance in the position because it was simple, but it was also it had like the very like the layers of complexity with being a tender, You don't have to, I think like the barrier to entry of being a goalie was so much lower, and I liked that. And also I like defending. Blocking shots was very cathartic for me. Scoring goals was cool, but it was like, I liked when I blocked the goals. Cause I never scored, like the thing is like I never really like scored any goals. Like, even when I tried to play, like in any of the games I played, I never really got any, like, the offensive shine. And I didn't even really get that many good assists either. I was always a good defensive player, but even then, it was like, I don't know, it wasn't really fun for me to, like, I had to play defense, but I had to play defense as part of the team. So I never got to see any, like, the share, but as a goalie, it's like, oh man, I did my own thing, and I get all the shine. I get to be the cool guy, and I get to play defense, right? When I make a really good save, it's like, oh, amazing save, right? I get to be special and defensive, and that's why I like playing goalie. So it's like a weird combination of factors. I kind of just rambled there for a little bit, but yeah, I liked goalie. It was in dodgeball type shit. Yeah, I was kind of dog shit at sports, and then I was a goalie. And inside of my goaliness, I found skill. I was good at goalie. I liked it. I was good at it. I liked being special, what can I say? Maybe that's why I like streaming. It probably a larger reason why I like streaming. I like being special. I like being unique. I like the spotlight. I like attention. I do like attention. You're a special boy. I like it. I like when I like attention, bro. And goalie was the one way I got to have attention. Because I wasn't good enough as a regular player, so I had to be weird about it. It feels kind of sad, though. It makes it sound like a very sad, depressing thing. It's like all I could do. I could never hack it, so I just had to play goalie. No, I really liked playing goalie, man. It's fun. Shout out. I guess there is like some kind of like unique... I guess streaming is like a uniquely depressing thing to do, I guess. Streaming is really like the stand-up comedy of art in a lot of ways. It's the lowest form of content creation, I think. Like we're 50 and a fancy? Oh, I could be doing way more than reminiscing. I was thinking about how possibly the pandemic played a significant role in my lack of social friend groups and my inability to make meaningful romantic relationships with women. But that's what I was thinking about on the walk home from work. That was like a thing. A couple of kind of key moments in my life where, you know, I was young and I asked women out, because I've done that. And then I asked women out, and then I kind of got brutally rejected, not because like they were stupid or they were mean or anything. It's because I was stupid and I couldn't ask women out properly, because, you know, I was a silly kid who had no idea what he was doing, and I kind of embarrassed myself, and then that humiliation kind of lingered because then the pandemic hit, and I could never like redeem myself, I guess. And so I'd like in the pandemic, when I'm kind of stuck in my own room, in my own life, in my own college dorm by myself, not being able to talk to anybody, the replay of those humiliations, you know, running through my mind, and I just came to the conclusion, like it's just easier if I don't even try, you know. I don't have to humiliate myself. I can just stay inside my own box, and then streaming is like the perfect kind of excuse for me to not have to go outside and interact with other people. But that's maybe a little bit too deep, I think. I don't know if I wanted to talk about that on stream today. It's an interesting thought, though. Ultimately, the reason why I am the way I am is because I like the way I am. I am Clark, in the most literal sense. Why don't I go out and make friends? Why? Because I like it here. Fundamentally, I like the way I am. I like the life that I lead. I enjoy it. I have fun here. It's not because I'm scared. Not because I'm fucking afraid. I'm not terrified of social interaction. I'm not some, like, terrible, like, antisocial loser. You know, I, like, catch me in any social situation, I'm chilling. I just like it here. And that's fundamentally the problem. What if you tried something new? Well, that's like, it's kind of like the grass is greener on the other side thing, you know? If I'm the sheep and I'm looking for the greenest grass to eat, well, if I go to the other side of the pasture and, you know, it looks like, and it turns out the grass isn't that green anymore, well, then fuck it. What's the point? Like, the journey was so hard and arduous. What's the fucking point? Did you ever try to be mysterious? Everybody tried to be mysterious and cool and badass. It's like the fucking, I don't know. For a very long time, like, my ideal, like, the idea of myself that I had in my head was, like, I could be this cool, like, mysterious, kind of quiet, but epic guy. And then I realized, like, holy shit, I just wear my emotions on my sleeve. I am, like, I don't want to say I'm incapable of hiding my emotions, but it's just not something I do very well. I will wear my emotions on my sleeve. It's not hard to read me as a person. If I like you, if I don't like you, if I'm frustrated, like, you'll know. It's not hard to tell when it comes to me. I'm a genuine asshole in middle school. Oh yeah, but we all are. I was a genuine chud in fucking high school, bro, but we fucking figure it out. I don't need to remind myself of all my greatest cringe moments, because holy shit, bro. I was so cringe in high school. It was unfathomable. It's probably the reason why I fucked up asking out girls, you know? Whenever I tried, I was just fucking cringe myself to death. It was awful. It went terribly. It went terribly. Yeah, no, I had fun in high school. I didn't hate high school. But looking back on it, I can see all the chudly behavior I was up to. Trust. By proximity? Sometimes I did that. There was a couple times I just raw dogged it. It never worked out. Awkward behavior around crushes until I finally worked up the nerve to ask them out, and then when I asked them out, I'd overthought the whole thing, and then it was just terrible. The one time I asked out a girl when I'm like, I'm not gonna overthink this, I'm just gonna ask her out, and then that ended in fucking disgrace too. I was like, damn. Just a lot of bad things, bro. I think that the real problem is not like the problem was not like me failing, because like I think everybody like embarrasses themselves when trying to do like social interaction, right? Oh no, I'm sure it was very obvious if I had a crush on somebody. I'm very sure. Almost 100%. I swear to God, like, yeah. I thought I was being serious. Absolutely was not. But I think she even asked me. The one girl that I had a big crush on, I think she fucking asked me, like, do you have a crush on me? I was like, no. Oh no, dude, I'm starting to remember that fucking conversation. Okay, never mind. Actually fucking kill me. Never mind. Actually just kill me. No. Just actually kill me. No, it wasn't even a cell thing, because she would have said fucking no, absolutely the fuck not, even if I asked her out, because I knew that shit, dude. No. Dude, she was so fucking out of my league. Like, I was like crushing on like the popular girl in high school, bro. And I was like, dude, ooh. It was terrible, dude. Oh, I met her in a summer camp. I went to a summer camp, and that's where I met her. Right? And I started crushing her, and then it's like, oh shit, she goes to the same high school that I went to. Like, that was a crazy moment, because like, we went to the same summer camp, and like we randomly met there, and I was like crushing on her there. I was like, oh, she's super pretty. And then we go to the same high school together, and I was just like awkwardly crushing on her for like 4 fucking years. And then she, like, at one point, like, I don't know, like, we didn't hang out that much because, again, we were in totally different areas of the world. Like, she was sitting in her own life and I was sitting in my own life, right? And then at some point, I don't know, like, because, like, we were knowledgeable of each other. Like, we knew of each other. We were friendly to each other because, like, we knew of each other. But beyond that, and then at some point she was like, oh, like you have a crush on me. Like, no. And like, she fucking knew. And I think she knew that I knew that I would never ask her out because she was so fucking out of my league. It was so crazy to think about. Like, I was a big, massive chud, and she was a big popular. Because it was embarrassing. Why did you say yes? Because I don't know. It was kind of embarrassing to admit that, you know, like, I'm such a little pussy boy that I couldn't admit I had a crush on you. It was such dude, come on. That's like such a miserable pussy boy thing to do. It's like, oh, I've been crushing on you for like 3 years and I've never told you once. And I was too awkward to ever talk to you. It's like, oh my God, dude, just kill me. Too busy staring at her fucking tits, dude. Because I was a stupid chud. Jesus Christ. Hey, yo, don't fucking pretend like you didn't do that shit when you first started getting horny, bro. That's what happened. And I knew it, too. That's why I didn't ask her out, because I'm like, I'm being creepy as fuck. I don't want to even engage with this. Had to sound like the nice guy. I don't know, man. When I met her in, like, summer camp, when I was a young man, first experiencing the wonder of horniness, I saw her in a bikini for the first time, and I'm like, oh. I tried not to look. I really tried not to stare, because I understood. I wasn't trying to be a creep. I was not trying to be a creepy. I tried to be really good about it. This isn't like me, like, exposing myself as like some giant insult. I try to be like really nice. I'm like, nah, she doesn't like me. And I know I'm being creepy and I'm being weird, so I'm just gonna stay away from her. That was my method. Just like stay away from her. Don't interact. Don't interact with her. Don't talk. Because I'm being weird. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be weird. I don't want to like be the creepy guy that like is weird to her. I never wanted that. And so I stayed away from her. And so the few times that we did interact, it was like kind of like me just trying to like, I don't know, push And then eventually she was like, "Oh, do you have a crush on me?" I was like, "No," because I don't want to admit that. Because like admitting that I had a crush on her to her would be me like admitting that I've been like creepily like fucking stalking her for like 3-4 years. Why else would she ask you that? I have no fucking idea, dude. She was super extroverted, super friendly, super nice, super fun to be around. She was great. Cheap social cues, bro. I had asked out maybe one girl. That was at that point in my life. I had asked out maybe one girl, and I'd gotten brutally rejected because I was such a cringe. Oh, dude. Maybe this is half the... Maybe I don't understand social cues. Maybe I'm fucking autistic, dude. I don't know. I wonder what she's doing. I still have her on Insta. To be fair, I don't check Insta ever. I wonder what she's up to nowadays. Is this weird? Is me looking her up weird? I think it's weird. She looks like she's chilling, doing kind of the same thing she has been doing. I wonder if she... I want to know what she like works. I want to know what she does for a job. I'm so interested actually to know what she does for a job. Like, what does she do for a living? Like what did she end up doing? I want some closure on this. This is, I don't know. That's not weird, is it? I just like, I don't know. I want to know what people are like. I want to know where the, my folk are. Oh, she's doing oh, she's doing nurse. She's a nurse. Oh, that makes a lot of sense, honestly. She's a nurse. Okay, that's nice. That's good. Good for her. She ended up doing something cool. Awesome. We love that. All right. So the girl I crushed on hard in high school is a nurse. Oh, damn. She's been doing it for a minute now. Holy shit. She's been doing it for a fucking minute. Golly, bro. She's actually been popping off, bro. This fucking dude. Her LinkedIn is crazy. Holy shit. She's got a... Dude, she's LinkedIn mogging me like crazy, dude. I don't know. I wonder if I had a... I wonder how much, like... I wonder if having to do, like, water polo and swimming made me weirder. Or made me, like... I don't... Because, like... I don't know. Dude, being, like, doing water polo... when you're, like, in the midst of, like, fucking... puberty is, like, such a fucked up thing. If I can be so honest, like, I'm just remembering, dude, it's actually like such a fucked up thing. Or ick? No, it's, dude, you're seeing like water polo, especially because the women swims, because the thing with water polo is that we always practice right next to the girls' practice, right? And water polo has like, I feel like, I think water polo is like the reason why I'm an ass man over a boob man. I think that is the fucking reason, dude. Genuinely, brother, there's nothing that builds your ass better than treading water, dude. And you had to tread water like crazy, man. Dude, I remember, dude, I have this very like memory of, it was me, but like older me, back like I was a senior in high school. And I remember, like, I was passing around with one of the freshmen, right? Just, like, I don't know, like, passing around with him, you know, like, we're just warming up. And he keeps dropping my passes. And I'm like, why the fuck is this guy dropping my passes? Like, this guy, like, I'm throwing good passes. What the fuck is this problem? And I realize that the girls are working on setting up their goals to get their practice ready. And he is like directly in that sight line. And I'm like, oh, okay. I was putting two and two together there. And I'm like, hey, bro, stop getting fucking distracted. I remember like yelling at him, yo, stop fucking getting distracted, bro. Oh, man. I'm sure that, dude, that was hilarious. Oh, man. What a... How did attempts go today? Bad. I didn't make it to level 9 on time. But late game runs have actually been going pretty good for me. Man, level 7 has been like my most improved right now. And I feel like level 8's pretty good too. Everything's been going okay for me. It's just, it just, you know, nothing went today. But who knows? We'll see what happens. I think late game runs are just the mission to the future. Individual level practice is done. The only level I really need to individually practice is like 11. Every other individual level practice I think is a dead concept. It's just not helpful anymore. I'm confident in like every level. It's like, what's the point of just grinding it? If I just do segmented practice, it's better practice overall. Bang for buck. Maybe if level 9 goes well for me, we can have a discussion. We might be able to have a discussion very soon. have a discussion. Let's talk. First try on level 10, if I'm a good boy. It's already like a 2-second time loss. Such a costly miss. Watch me hit my frame perfect. Oh shit. Oh, hold on. It might be. Nope. Alright. Damn it. I was slow. Oh well. Life goes on and on and on and on and on and... I've had 2 late game runs that ended with a 218 and a 211, respectively. Both of them, if you couldn't tell by the times, did not get level 11. Level 11 is what I've decided is a bitch of a level, and it's just a miserable sack of shit. And there's no happiness or joy playing level 11. If I could actualize my pain. Level 11 is my abuse goblin. I think that's what they call it. It's my abuse goblin. Oh, I should end stream now. I just checked the time. Damn, I got into a big conversation about how embarrassed I was about having a high school crush. We don't need to talk about that anymore. I'm still having bad memories. Although I will say talking about it made it a lot better. I didn't fumble anything, by the way. There was no fumbling. It was just embarrassing moments of Sheep not knowing how to handle himself around women. Fundamentally, just my first experience of having a woman be friendly to me. It's like I just couldn't handle myself. Either way, I have to go kill myself on the elliptical. Remember, everybody, the elliptical is a disgusting... She was into you? She was absolutely not. We didn't even talk to each other, bro. What a funny question that'd be. Randomly DM her, hey, back in the day when you knew that I had a crush on you in high school, did you like fuck with me, or were you just like, did you just want me to, I don't know. What a cringe question to ask. Holy social knowledge. See, now I'm curious. I wonder if she would. I wonder if I could go back. If I could replay the situation, I wonder what would have happened. Who knows? You don't know shit, bro. Could I have CAD game? I doubt it, but... Now is not the time to ask. You're going to be a single child for the next 10 years. There's no good ways to meet women these days. I just need to make friends. I need to do like a social thing. What's like a good social thing to do? Play a sport? I mean, I'm part of the YMCA now. That's my gym. So I could like sign up for like, I don't know, a sports team or something. Just ask a girl out. Raw dog? I feel like that doesn't work. Haven't women been complaining about people raw dogging, asking them out? Hasn't that been the whole thing? That they've been bitching about? They don't want that shit? Or am I just looking too deeply into online stuff? Have you had a girlfriend before, MJ? Should I be taking advice from you? Yes? Okay, maybe I should be taking advice from you. How am I the biggest chud? God, I really hate my fucking life. Didn't you meet her? Oh, I see. It's late joke. Sorry, I didn't read the social cues. That girl I played CVC with, that is forever ago, my brother in Christ. What classes could we take? We could play. We could take Fall Prevention 1 intro. Oh heck yeah, baby. Beginner Cardio Dance Party 1? Oh baby. 80s warm up. Posture tutorial. Oh, bangers. Just bangers. Do ceramics or pottery? God, everything costs fucking money these days. All right, everybody. I'm going to go kill myself on the elliptical. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. I'll talk to you gamers later. If you want to hear more deep dives into the psyche of Sheep 003, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's why Red Ball is here. So be prepared for more of that. Also, Half-Life 2 coming to a stream near you this weekend. Peace. Bye.